The speed divide. Who shapes tomorrow and who gets left behind? We are not merely living in an era of change. We are living in a change of eras. For the first time in the entirety of human history, we are building minds. Not just tools, but entities that can reason, create, and perhaps one day, understand. This is not an incremental step, it is a metaphysical leap. Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, biotechnology, these are the new architects of our reality. They are rewriting the codes of economics, of biology, of consciousness itself. They are redefining the very essence of power, creativity, and value. But behind this brilliant, blinding progress, a fault line is widening. A silent schism that threatens to fracture our global community more deeply than any border ever could. We are witnessing the emergence of two separate human timelines. One timeline accelerates at exponential velocity. Here, algorithms dictate financial markets, machines diagnose diseases with superhuman accuracy, and innovation is the currency of geopolitical power. This is the realm of the architects. The other timeline progresses with a geological slowness. Tethered to obsolescent systems, it is a world where the primary struggle is for basics, reliable electricity, a stable internet connection, a foothold in an economy that has already left. This is the realm of the left behind. The United Nations reports that over 2.6 billion people remain offline. In advanced nations, connectivity is near ubiquitous. In the world's most impoverished regions, that number plummets to a staggering 27%. We often speak of inequality in terms of wealth. But the defining divide of the 21st century is cognitive. It is a chasm in awareness, in understanding, and most critically, in agency. It separates those who write the code from those who are merely governed by it. There is a profound, and unsettling, observation: the vast majority of the world's population do not have a clue as to what is really going on in the world, and they don't even know that they do not know. This is the quiet catastrophe of our age. This is not ignorance by choice, but by circumstance. A cognitive poverty engineered by a brutal asymmetry in access to education, information, and technology. While a global vanguard deciphers the language of neural networks, billions are still fighting for a broadband signal. And this brings us to the heart of the crisis: speed. Historical transformations, the agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, unfolded over centuries. Societies had time to adapt. Today, paradigm-shifting technologies emerge, mature, and become obsolete within a single decade. This velocity is our greatest promise and our existential peril. It offers cures for cancer and solutions for climate collapse. But it also guarantees that the gap between the empowered and the disenfranchised will not just widen, it will become a permanent, unbridgeable rift. In this new landscape, knowledge is not just power, it is sovereignty. And the lack of it is a sentence to irrelevance. Let us be unequivocal, this is not a developing world problem. This is the central failure, or test, of our global system. A hyperconnected world, built on a foundation of disconnection, is not a stable one. It is a powder keg. Progress that elevates a minority while marginalizing the majority is not progress. It is a carefully engineered fragility. So, what is the answer? It is not to slow down. To stand against the tide of innovation is to be drowned by it. The answer is to democratize the frontier itself. This demands three fundamental shifts. First, infrastructure as a human right. We must reconceive digital connectivity not as a consumer luxury, but as a global public good, as vital as clean water or electricity. It must reach every classroom, every village, every aspiring mind. Second, education for wisdom, not just work. Our systems must evolve beyond literacy and numeracy. We must cultivate digital fluency, critical epistemology, and ethical reasoning. Because in an age of artificial intelligence, our ultimate advantage will be profoundly human wisdom. Third, collaboration, not colonialism. We need a new paradigm of global partnership. The Global South must be seen not as a passive market for our finished gadgets, but as a co-architect of the next wave of innovation. The breakthroughs in sustainable agriculture, clean energy, and public health will likely emanate from places where necessity has been the relentless mother of invention. This is not charity. This is strategic imperative. This is about shared survival. A world that hoards knowledge is a world destined for fracture. A world that disseminates it is a world built to endure. We must even rethink how we measure progress. GDP and patent counts are obsolete metrics. The true measure of a civilization in the 21st century will be the distribution of innovation's benefits, how deeply it empowers every individual to author their own destiny. Let us be absolutely clear, the intelligence of our machines will be a historical footnote compared to the wisdom with which we deploy them. The defining race of our century is not between the US and China for technological supremacy. It is a race within our own humanity, a contest between our capacity for collective stewardship and our instinct for myopic competition. If we succeed, posterity will mark this as the moment our civilization chose to become not only smarter, but wiser. Not only more advanced, but more enlightened. If we fail, we will ascend to an age of unparalleled capability, only to find ourselves in a new Tower of Babel, brilliant, powerful, and utterly divided. Speed is the condition of our time. But direction is our choice. The ultimate measure of our progress will not be the altitude a few can achieve, but the horizon we can all see and reach together. Let this be the age where technology becomes our unifying language. Where innovation dismantles the very architecture of inequality. Where progress is not the patrimony of the privileged, but the shared inheritance of all humanity. Thank you.